And then the other thing, in addition to board work, is I enjoy the direct one-on-one work. So, for example, hospice work, the Oregon Youth Authority, and the place I primarily work with is a therapy dog there.
Yeah, I thought you were going to bring your dog with you.
I thought about it, but I thought she might become a little nuisance, that type of thing. So I left her back. She's at work today, so she's in the kennel right now with the other dog.
Yeah. You had 3 at one point, didn't you?
We lost all 3 during COVID, not of COVID.
Okay. Because I remember when I bought my car, it was February of 2020, before, the shit hit the fan.
Yeah,
So
right.
it's and I remember talking to you about I think you had just gotten your newest puppy, or a new puppy at that
Right,
point.
yes.
Yeah. What's her name?
Actually, Hope is
Hope. Yeah, that's right.
Finn is the other one. And so Finn was the first one, and then Hope.
Yeah. And so you take those around to hospice and the hospitals and
Schools.
Library.
Yes. Library. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
The canine reading buddies is a great thing for little kids to go in and the pet dogs and read to the dogs.
Yeah. And your King Charles are just beautiful dogs.
Yes, they really are. Thank you.
Yeah. Why King Charles?
I first came across the breed. My sister got one. I thought, this is a cool dog. And in southern Michigan, there was recently a school shooting, maybe a year ago. In the sheriff's department, they looked at different kinds of therapy dogs. They're called comfort dogs, not therapy dogs. But they actually they're getting 10 of them, and they're getting 2 more now, and they're actually using them with their school resource officers. Oh. But if you go back to the days of King Charles III is on the throne right now. King Charles II, which is in the 1600s, wanted this breed of dog that was basically a lap dog. And so that dog sits in the lap, and it's known as a high maintenance dog, because when you get a King Charles, your days to go to the restroom are over. They're going with you all the time. Wherever you go, they just if you want to stress out a King Charles, you put them in a room and by themselves and say, forget it. And they just want to be around people all the time.
I don't have King Charles, and my dogs do that with my wife all the time. I give her such a hard time. They're like, they're with you everywhere.
So the same thing. So
yeah.
And they're size-wise. If I go to visit the hospital, I visit the pediatrics departments at Rogue Regional. This is all pre-COVID. I haven't been able to go because of COVID. It hasn't opened up yet. But the behavioral health unit, pediatrics, and stroke rehab. And so in the pediatrics, a lot of the youth, they can't have any infection, so they can't visit there because of the spread of infection. Behavioral health, many of those individuals have not been able to bring their pets in with them during their treatment for behavioral health issues, and so they pet the dog, and there's a lot of tears shed. And then in stroke rehab, we put a brush, and so it's actually part of their therapy, and they brush the long hair of the King Charles, and it's just to get them used to the stroke, part of the rehabilitation of being able to use that hand with the brush. So it serves a therapy purpose in more ways than one, in addition to the dog itself. Of the emotional side, it's also the physical side that they get to practice using the brush with the dog.
Wow. When did you come up with this idea, or come across the idea of the comfort dog or the therapy dog?
It's been about maybe 15 years ago. So the dogs I've had are all, passed on, obviously, but got this dog, and I said, I want to have a therapy dog. Didn't even know what it was at first. I started checking it out more, and it was something that, it's going to work.
Yeah. No, I just think it's very cool. It's very admirable.